Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the first season of HBO's True Detective, which stars Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. I just finished watching the first season and I've lots of great things to say about it. However, before we get started, please consider subscribing to the channel if you're interested in film and TV related content, and leave a like rating if you enjoy this video. True Detective Season 1 follows two former detectives named Rusty Cole and Marty Hart, played by Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. They're being questioned by a pair of investigators regarding the murder of a prostitute that took place 17 years prior, wherein the young woman was killed in some sort of satanic worship. The series goes back and forth between the present and the past, where we see Rusty and Marty's account of the case when it was active. I was slightly unsure about the fact that the series jumps back and forth between the past and present, because so often does this result in pulling the viewer out of the story and leading to the loss of attention or interest in the plot. This show is so well written, however, that you almost always know whether you're watching the past, you know when it's in the present, and this is because both the writing and direction, like I said, are perfect. Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson's chemistry throughout the 8 episodes of this show is so genuine, and this is a great example of perfect casting, which I think elevates the show significantly. Alongside them, there are some other decent actors, such as Michelle Monaghan, Alexandra Daddario, and Shea Whigham. However, the supporting cast does change throughout the series as it progresses. Matthew McConaughey is becoming one of my favourite actors and is someone who gives 110% commitment to all of the roles that he's hired for. His performance in Interstellar, Dallas Buyers Club and A Time to Kill are all incredible and prove his range. He's had a few roles in comedies too, with great performances in films such as The Gentleman, Dazed and Confused and The Wolf of Wall Street. Woody Harrelson isn't bad either, with good performances in Triangle of Sadness, No Country for Old Men, and Natural Born Killers. And although he's great, his performance isn't as impressive as McConaughey's is in this. True Detective Season 1 has an incredibly detailed and clever plot, which makes it gripping, and I love this when alongside the thrilling atmosphere and neo-noir style. That said, it is no surprise to me that this show is so well written, since HBO are perhaps the best studio for making TV and maintaining a high quality throughout all their content. Their biggest show is Game of Thrones, probably, which is one of the best TV shows ever and is mostly exceptional. Their smaller shows and mini-series, such as The Last of Us, The Outsider, and House of the Dragon, are all consistently good too. And if I see a show is produced by HBO before watching, I'm almost always certain that it will be good. There are a few shows I still want to watch from HBO, including The Sopranos, Westworld and Chernobyl, which are all also highly rated amongst both critics and audiences. As I've said several times before, I love the neo-noir genre. It's always great to see. The cinematography in this show creates a very bleak and dark atmosphere which ties into this subgenre and helps create tension that reflects that of the plot. Since the plot is very dark and at times quite sick really, the visual style suits this. On the topic of cinematography, there is an incredibly good shot in episode 4 where Rusty is undercover, and what makes this shot so special is that it is a 6-minute tracking shot. This shot style is well ahead of its time, since it's only become popular in the last few years with films like 1917 and Boiling Point using these techniques. For a scene in which tension is building up slowly as the scene progresses, this shot is perfect, because if there were cuts, it would feel fast-paced. However, because it's paced slowly, the viewer is kept on edge waiting for the climax of the scene. If you're a fan of the crime thriller genre and enjoy films like Prisoners, Seven and Insomnia, then you're almost certainly going to enjoy True Detective Season 1. It's a slow-burning, narrative-driven show which focuses on dialogue and requires undivided attention, because there is so much detail and you could easily miss something interesting. This is definitely not for everyone though, since a lot of people watch television more casually than required to experience this masterpiece to its full potential, and because it's a slow burn, I can see some demographics getting bored. Personally, I think it's one of my favourite seasons of television ever, with perhaps only Game of Thrones Season 4, Daredevil Season 1, or Fargo Season 1 surpassing it. That about wraps up my review of True Detective Season 1. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm currently watching Season 2, which stars Colin Farrell, Vince Vaughn, and Rachel McAdams, who are all great actors. And if it impresses me as much as this one, I could be making another True Detective review. As always, subscribe if you want to see more film and TV related content, like and share if you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment if you have any future video suggestions. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time.